Hello everyone, my name is Nora Tasabji. My presentation is called My Home Away from Home, and it's a glimpse of the Middle Eastern culture. The spirit of the Middle Eastern cuisine. The Middle Eastern cuisine is rich in nutrients and savory flavor. Although there are multiple items set forth on the table, the essential ingredient in the Middle Eastern cuisine is hospitality. So, tfaddalu, which is defined as do me the honor as I invite you to the table. Our dishes are well balanced out, giving us an adequate intake of all proper nutrients. For the most part, majority of us are omnivores. We're meat lovers, but we also enjoy the consumption of vegetables. Our table always consists of rice and pita bread. After food, we typically drink mint tea to digest, and a plate of fruit follows. Here are examples of a few of our famous dishes and drinks. For the meat lovers, kebab is the ideal dish, and chicken tawu is for the chicken lovers. Hummus, or hummus, as many of you have probably heard of, is a food dip made from cooked, mashed chickpeas blended with tahini, olive oil, lemon juice, salt, and garlic. Falafel and shawarma can be either eaten from a platter or from a sandwich. Falafel is a deep-fried bowl, donut, or patty made from ground chickpeas, fava beans, or both, and shawarma is chicken. Both falafel and shawarma are typically eaten with tomatoes, pickles, and lettuce. Mint tea, as I said in my previous slide, is usually what we drink to help us digest our food after a meal, and you're not really considered an authentic Arab if you are not a tea fanatic. So as for the desserts, it was actually really difficult to just pick two since there are so many options to choose from. But in the top picture, we have knafe, which is a cheese pastry soaked in sweet sugar-based syrup. And the second picture is called kataif, and they're thin pancakes stuffed with cream, dipped in ground pistachios. And let me tell you, they are both amazing. The traditional clothing. So I'm going to go from left to right and just give a brief overview on when each one is typically worn and what it's used for. So the first picture is the black dress, which is called an abaya or an abaya, and it's a loose robe over garment, and they're usually worn with a headscarf as well. Typically, abayas are worn like whenever you're praying, but this one is a pretty extravagant piece, so it wouldn't be used for prayer. This one would be used if you're going to a wedding, let's say. And then material for all of these differs, so like some of them are very thin, and then some of them are thicker than others. The next picture, which is the red dress, is called a keftan. This one is pretty extravagant. You can see people wearing keftans during weddings or for Eid, which is one of our holidays. And then the third picture is called a thobe or a dishdasha, and it's a Palestinian attire. They're all very beautiful and they're always very, very colorful. So the three dresses over here that I have for women are pretty extravagant. I chose them like based on like my personal style or like what I would wear, but you could find simple ones as well. So the extravagant ones are typically pricier, so it could also depend on financial status as well. And then the man that I have over here is wearing a thobe, and it is also called a dishdasha for some. So before I begin the slide, I do want to note that not all Middle Eastern people are Muslim. Some of them are Christian and they celebrate the nationwide holidays like Christmas and Easter. But this slide will only pertain to Muslim holidays, and we celebrate 3 holidays every year. Before I explain what Ramadan is, I do want to give a brief overview of the 5 pillars of Islam so it can give you a better overlook of why we fast. So the first pillar of Islam is Shahada, which is to have faith in one God. The second pillar is Salah, which translates into prayer, and Muslims pray 5 times a day. The third one is Zakah, which is charity. The fourth one is Saum, which is fasting, and the fifth one is Hajj, which is the pilgrimage to Mecca. So fourth on the list was Saum, which is fasting, and that's what we do during the holy month of Ramadan, which lasts for 30 days. In Ramadan, our holy month, Muslims fast from dawn to sunset, abstaining from food and water. It's a month of spirituality, introspection, and prayer. After Ramadan is over, Eid follows. Eid is an Islamic religious celebration, and every year Muslims celebrate 2 Eids. So the first Eid, which is Eid al-Fitr, it occurs after Ramadan. This is a 3-day celebration marking the end of our holy month. And the second Eid is called Eid al-Adha. This Eid is considered the holier of the two, and it translates into the sacrifice feast. In this slide, I've listed 4 famous sites located in the Middle East. The first picture is Dubai's Palm Islands, and I only listed one of the 3, but there are 2 more islands, and all of them are artificial islands. The second picture is the Egyptian pyramids. This is a very historical site located in Egypt, and it was actually considered one of the 7 wonders of the world. The third picture is Dubai's Sheikh Zayed Mosque. It's the white mosque located on the right of the slide. And I wasn't able to fit the entire picture in there, but if you'd like to look it up, it is beautiful. The fourth one is Palestine's Al-Aqsa Mosque. It's located in Jerusalem, Palestine, and it is also defined as Dome of the Rock.